Hi, Nick Collier here, and this is my shop. Come join me. We'll have some fun. All right, so we've got our old shaft, which is slightly worn, and our new shaft, which is, this goes up into here about that far, I'm thinking. So what we need is to put a hole here, or a dimple here, and then we're going to put one out on the end too, because I have fittings that go out on the end. So let's see where this thing's going to land. This sits here, this comes out to there. Here's our center. I don't know, it seems like it's in a whole wrong place. In fact, that's where it's been hitting. Can you see that? So what's it doing over there? You know what? I bet you somebody took it out and put the shaft in backwards. I mean, you know, that somebody could have been me. But at this point, that's what we want. We want our dimple to be right here. Right? And then here's our rubbing, and you can see the bearing rub right there. And then we want to make another one out here. So this one wants to be probably about that wide, I would say. All right, let's throw it up on the mill, and we're going to cut a couple of flats there, no big deal. All right, we got our shaft up here. We're going to just cut a couple of flats, one here and one here. We're done. Got everything tightened up. We're ready to rock and roll. Okay, so we have our roller, we have our shaft. Let's run that in. I know we have a couple of keeper washers to go on there, but we don't really need to do that right now, because this is all going to come back apart eventually. There's that. Okay, and then we just center it out, run our screw down, we're tight. The other side's in good shape. Hell, we're getting close. We need a bolt for that right there. And for right now, we got one over here. But you know, since we're here, a socket head bolt would look really nice there. Well, look at that. It pulled the Zerk fitting to center. Nice. Okay, so we've got ourselves a nice tight table. It's totally flat. What we can't do is we can't bring it up to vertical without taking this Zerk fitting out first, which is not a bad deal, but you know, we'd have to do that. So okay. I'm thinking that these go on the outside edges of to keep this from moving back and forth this way, because there doesn't seem to be anything else holding it. So let's go ahead and put them in. I mean, why not? I'm going to take my reamer and run it through here one more time because it seems to have bound up once I got this in. hand ream it. Maybe. There we go. Tell you what. I can't get it on. Yeah, it looks like it just needs just a little bit more playing around. Now it's bound up. I know this is not exactly kosher, but I'm not going to grab it real hard, just barely put any pressure on it. There we go. And that took care of that. Yeah, there's a little corner catching right there for some reason. I'm not sure why, but it definitely is. There we go. Let's see what that's like. And it's still tight. Oh, there we go. That's still snug, but you know, I think it'll be okay once things get rolling. I mean, it's just not free flowing. There's one little kink in there, and I think once it kind of breaks in a little bit, it'll be fine. A little grease might help too. Okay, so here's one ring. Here's another one, but man, it is gungy. I had 2 or 3 of them here somewhere. Huh. All right, we're on the hunt. Just to give you a little preview of the next project that's on the table. And this will be a fun project, you know, one for me that I can kind of play with. And there may be projects in between the last one and this one, but at this point, and I scored this here, oh, I don't know, a couple months back. It is a great vise. And you know how many times you get it to a vise and you got to crank the thing and crank the thing and crank the thing. This is, you know, this little speed vise is going to do that. And it's heavy enough that I can really grab something. Now, it's a machinist vise, so it should go on the Bridgeport, but I have so many vices on the Bridgeport as it is, I don't really need any more, at least this size. So this is going to go on the table right about here, but I need it to be able to rotate. So I think what I'm going to do, and I haven't totally decided yet, but I want to pick up the vise here and bring it over onto this ring. Bolt the ring to the table, put a plug in the center of the ring that rides on the ring, and then bolt this to the center to the plug. So, and then I would get my rotation and then have something to be able to, you know, grip it and hold it. So that's kind of an exciting project that's coming down the pike here, and at some point or another we'll do that. Okay, I found my second sleeve here, retainer sleeve, and so I went in and just put a couple of flats in where the retainers are going to hold it. Let's slide this beast in, put one retainer on, put our barrel on, slide everything down. Okay, what's going on here? There we go. Oh, something's holding us. I guess I need to unscrew the screw a little bit. Come on. That's it. Ah, there we go. Okay. Now we can come back. Slide our barrel on. Run that through. Bring it all the way up to this side. This was in there somewhere, but I don't know what it was for. Maybe it was out here as a thrust washer out here. But I have a little brass thrust washer there now. Let's see how we're going to get that in there. Little Allen wrench maybe. Yeah, looks like it'll work. Yeah, nice. Okay, and we're going to want to put this right dead center. Come in with our little bit smaller one. Take it on down till it hits. Okay, just grab it. We're going to get it centered in the space. Okay, tighten that up. Now, I'm not sure how this is going to work. What we need to do is come in and bring our sleeve back out to the yeah, it's gonna work. I mean, like just barely. So I'm thinking we use yeah, that's pretty good. Bring the other sleeve out. Come in and just tighten up that other little retainer ring. Somewhere in this general area. Okay, that looks pretty good. Let's give it some grease and see if we can actually get it to function. We'll tighten everybody up just so it doesn't leak. I think this one's already tight. Yep. Okay. Whip out the old grease gun. Yeah, 2 squirts is plenty, even though it didn't squirt out. And this one's not doing it. There we go. Alright, got a little bit of grease squirting out of that too. Much smoother. Yep, it's going to roll just fine. Alright. I think we used to have ourselves a belt sander. Look at that. Now, problem is, and I may be able to show it to you or may not, when I did this 25 years ago, I brought the belt over the top of the motor and then to the idler gear and then back around, which means that the belt was just skimming across the top of the motor pulley. So we have to change the position of the idler gear. I'm going to try to show you what it looks like. And I'll be back. All right, well, the pulley was on here. I don't know if the camera turned off. The pulley was on here. I explained the whole thing, that it was just hitting, where's the belt again? The pulley was sitting something about like that. And so when this pulley came around, or when the belt came around, it caught the pulley, but it just barely touches this drive pulley, and which means that it didn't have much power. So what I need to do is I need to bring this over to about here and hook it in so that this thing wraps around this pulley and gives me a little bit more. So, but I can see right away that there's not enough room. So I'm going to have to cut this piece of steel out a little bit to get that to go in. And I think what I want to do is put this bracket on. So it looks like we're going to need to cut a little bit of steel away here. And then maybe also weld this nut. Oh no, we can't weld it because we have to have that adjustment. All right, we'll figure it out. We'll be back. All right, well, I want to pull everything out just a little bit, give me a little bit more room. So the first thing I need to do is get this pulley to come out. And we're just going to pull on it just a little bit to see if we can get it to move. And if I pull on it too much, it's going to break the back side of this, but it looks like it's moving. Yeah, no problem. I think it's no problem. make sure. Yeah, we're moving. All right. Let's see what that's like. Take our steel rule and square it up with the pulley right there. Bring it up here, and we need to move this over a smidge or more, somewhere in that general area. Yep. So, and what I'm seeing is, for one, we've got a bunch of rocking and roll in there, and that's not good. What can we do here? And for the other, our bolt hole pattern is in a different space. So I'm thinking about just coming in. Let me see if I've got some of this material. Ha! My first use of scrap from the gate project, which is great. Let's put this down here. We'll move this out of the way a little bit. Get rid of the wood. I don't know what this goes to. What does it go to? Oh my God. There's an off-on switch under here. What the heck? I don't remember that. Oh, in fact, it's disconnected. Is it? Yeah, it's disconnected. So that doesn't matter at all. But anyhow, we can put this maybe like this and like this. Of course, cut it off shorter. Bring this in. That didn't. Let's just go cut one of these in half real quick, like, and that way we'll know what's. Well, there's an entire switch underneath here that's not being used at all, and it's that wire is totally getting in the way. So we're gonna just go down and dirty here, and there's a nut or a bolt behind that, so it spins. So I'm just gonna blow this thing off of here. I guess I gotta get it on it. All right, we're just going to blow this thing off of there. All right, come on. There's one. There's one. All right, let's just get rid of this thing. And there's the switch. I don't know. I must have been using it to do something else at some point. You got to remember, it was 25 years ago. Whole different mindset. got a flat space. Let me go get those 2 pieces of steel. Perfect. Right on level. Well, very close. Well, no, right on. So a 1 inch and a 2 inch, I think. That's how it goes. Well, okay, after too much dicking around here, I finally got this thing squared up, and I got the brackets welded in place, and everybody's looking good, and this is lined up with that. Now we just need to come in and set this up. Work. Well, I don't know. Like back there wouldn't be bad, huh? Something like... Well, that boss is right in the way, though. Maybe a little further back. Let's go see if I can find a longer belt. All right, we got ourselves a longer belt here. It's probably too long, yeah, but at least it's going to give me an idea of what can happen. So if we brought this in like that, and we could just take this up like that, we could put that right about there. You probably can't see it. I'm thinking we could drop that wheel in right there. Let's spin it around and see if we can get it to... Yeah, that looks pretty good. So someplace right there. Okay. And then, well, let's put this back together first. All right, we're going to begin by cutting the bolt head down. We're going to take it down to almost nothing. Just enough to barely grab it. That should do the trick. All right. We need to cut the bolt down, but I don't think we're going to do it on the lathe. Probably just cut it with a power hacksaw, or maybe just a hacksaw. But we got to get rid of this washer. Not sure how to do that. Maybe just torch it off. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm always looking for the quickest and easiest way of getting to something. And this torch has always been my friend when it comes to taking stuff apart. So I think, did we get it? No. We did that time. I'm not sure. Yeah. That was just too easy. This to go behind that, and we want this to go here, which means that we've got to have the bolt go in. We got to hang on to it first. Let's see here. This wants to go behind it, so the bolt has to go in through the hole first, and then come into the threaded part next. And that should give us a lot more action. Let's see how close we can get now. Oh man, we were almost there. All right, so we're not going to put the bolt in because it's going to be a real pain in the ass to do so. So we're going to only want to do it once. But from this point, can you see? Probably not. No, you can't. Let's back up a bit. Well, we'll just say from this point, what we have to do is we have to get this to pivot around so I can get some adjustment out of that. Now, when I built this 25 years ago, I didn't have a Bridgeport, nor did I have a rotary table. So I just kind of, mangled that thing until it worked. So we're going to throw this on the Bridgeport and get ourselves an arc there.